Speaking of vampires and monsters, this is a perfect segue to our main topic. So we're talking about we just came up in conversation between the four of us online, and we're like, oh, you know what? Like Jaws is getting its re-release. It's what is it, 50th anniversary?
Possibly, I think so.
Or it's close to 50th,
I think so.
45 years.
We
Danny,
also got
yeah.
announcement of like another King Kong spinoff that they're working on. So
Yeah,
that's
Skull
another
Island
monster.
spinoff. We know that Godzilla versus Kong 2
Two?
is coming out. I'm surprised they're not doing another solo Godzilla movie and before another team up. Like, I'm whatever, man.
Is that what it's called though? Like versus 2,
I don't-
or is it like are they gonna team
Godzilla
up?
and Kong? Like,
I don't know.
Godzilla
know.
and Kong versus, and it's just versus everybody.
Nah, they're
the
gonna be
world.
mad at each other again, and fight again.
Versus the world. But yeah, like you got these big monster movies. There's also like, the more
Classic
monster movies. Like you got your Frankensteins and werewolves and stuff. But I know like you can go from like those classic monsters to kind of freaky stuff, and then you have bigger monsters. You have also like kaiju's, but you also have things like Jaws, Lake Placid. Was this Anaconda? Like that's technically a movie.
The Meg.
The Meg. I forgot about the Meg. That movie
That
is
one wasn't too bad.
not bad, but Jason Statham's character is appropriately ridiculous.
So any shark movies considered a monster movie?
I think so. Deep Blue Sea,
Sharknado.
Yeah.
Sharknado. Well, okay, so the sci-fi monster movies are their own category
That's its own
of
thing.
bonkers. Anthony can tell you why.
Oh
Like-
my god. Freaking, what is it, like volcano spiders or something like that? Yeah, there's some nonsense with those movies.
What's the one that we all needed to see together?
There was a monster.
Let me
movie?
look it up real quick.
No, it was a sci-fi monster movie.
Yeah.
Was it a Sharktopus?
Sharktopus
No.
or Santa Jaws?
Santa Jaws is an actual movie. If you look that up, we
Per-
kid you not.
That can't be real.
Santa Jaws. I will.
Oh my.
No.
Pinata.
Oh man, Santa Jaws. It is a 2018 movie.
The Velocipaster.
Oh yes, the Velocipaster.
Oh my
Does that
God.
count? Because he turns. Yeah, that's a creature feature. He
That's
turns into a Velociraptor.
Oh my god.
I forgot. And it's not even a long movie, right? Isn't it like 40-something minutes long?
It's 70 minutes.
Okay, an hour
It's
and
on
20.
Prime.
Or an hour and 10. The Velocipaster.
On Prime?
That's awesome.
On Prime? Nice.
Yeah,
We should watch that.
we really should.
Oh
The
my God.
Velocipaster. That is it is definitely a movie.
Predator and Aliens are considered. Those should be monster movies too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Alien.
So we
Yeah.
spoke about Prey a couple weeks ago.
Prey
Mhm.
was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's on Hulu.
Yeah. Yeah, Hulu's like slowly kind of killing it with a variety of stuff.
I guess you could say like Snakes on a Plane.
I count it.
Mm,
Actually,
I
do
wouldn't
we?
count
No,
it.
no, I don't count it
Snakes-
because a
It's
like
not Anaconda.
I think it's
No.
more
If
of
it
a-
was like Anaconda on a plane,
because
then yes.
yeah, if it was like a monster in
These
a
are
plane,
just like
Just regular snakes.
normal snakes, but in bulk.
yeah, because some like criminal like loaded the plane with snakes. That's not necessarily like, hey, we're going to the jungle, we're being hunted by a giant anaconda.
Yeah.
That's literally the
On the-
plot of
on the
Anaconda.
Piranha.
On the Monday through.
Piranha 3D.
Oh man, Piranha 3D is
Is
out of hand. Oh my
hilarious. Dude, the one topless chick that like is parasailing and then
God. And then she becomes bottomless.
becomes bottomless. They just eat their
Yeah, dude.
her
That
top
movie is out of hand.
Why? Where did we? I think did we watch that at Cinemark up in like Fort Lauderdale?
I don't know, but we had to see it in 3D.
It was
like,
yeah.
It was actually in 3D. It was Piranha 3D.
and then Adam Scott is in that movie. And I think Christopher Lloyd,
Yeah,
Oh my.
there's random people. in that
Elizabeth
movie.
Shue.
Elizabeth Shue. Richard Dreyfuss is in that
Yes,
movie.
yes, Richard Dreyfuss of Jaws fame. Yeah, that man
And they
said, "I
signed
want
on
a
to do
paycheck."
these movies?
Yeah, man, dude, but it's legitimately funny. Like it's
Yeah, it's,
the movie
it's hilarious.
knows
I'm
what
sure they had a fun time.
Here's the thing. So movies like Piranha 3D and like to extent like Snakes on a Plane and stuff, those movies know what the hell they're doing. Like,
Gary O'Connell.
yeah, like those movies, like they understood the assignment. Like, hey, we're gonna make a cheesy like monster B schlock movie. Like, for example, in the 90s, Lake Placid came out.
Mhm.
That movie kind of sort of straddled the line of like, is it like being goofy? Is it not being goofy? Like Oliver Platt's character was like appropriately ridiculous. Didn't he have like a wild accent or something? Or no, he didn't. I'm thinking of another movie that he was in, the wrestling movie. But yeah, like there's sometimes where like you don't know what is which, or you have obviously again like movies that know exactly what they're doing. Something like a Godzilla, or if you're going on the side of seriousness, something like an Alien or a Predator, where hey, this is legitimately supposed to be something scary, and you got to freak out. And you're going for scares, you're not going for goofs or laughs or anything like that. And so that's why like it's funny. Zach's like, man, is this for real? It's like, yes, it's for real because they knew what they were doing, and it's hilarious.
Piranha 3D.
Yeah. But I don't know, Danny, if you come up with anything that, like, if you remember watching something maybe like you were younger, or just like, oh, that's freaky, or like, like in terms of like something like just like this one
The one I was gonna
overlooming monster.
say that I saw, I don't know why I saw it so many times as a kid. I think it was just always on TV. Was Anaconda.
Mm-hmm. Angelina.
It was.
Was that Angelina or is it J-Lo?
No, I'm sorry, J-Lo
That's
and
J-Lo.
John Voight.
J-Lo
Mhm.
and John Voight.
That was a movie.
It is indeed a movie. Like that was the one where
It's
they
so
started
cheesy,
using
but-
CG Anaconda.
Yeah.
I mean, back then it was like, oh, cool,
This is
big
so
snake.
cool.
But
Yeah.
you watch it now, it's rough.
Yeah, it's just like the snake is too glossy. It's not real. But hey, like that was what they were working with at the time. Like they're doing animals.
I mean, it was entertaining at the time.
That's true.
It filled its purpose.
Yeah, it filled its purpose. You had a purpose, and it was to be cheesy and kill time at grandma's house.
Yep. Literally.
Literally that.
Jurassic Park also.
Yep. That's
Yep.
That was a
considered a
monster
monster movie.
That is indeed. Or is the real monster man for playing with nature?
Oh.
Ooh.
Double monster movie.
Monster. No, but yeah, that reminds me of the Light and Magic episode about Jurassic Park and how legit the raptors look and everything's just really, really cool. I got a good one. I just remembered it kind of looking through a list of some stuff, and I was like, oh wait, this is a great movie. Came out in '82, and it's still freaky to this day. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. Zach, probably not. Maybe Danny, for sure Anthony. This movie is an awesome movie starring Kurt Russell
Mm-hmm.
called The Thing.
I've heard of it. Never
Haven't seen
actually
it.
watched it.
We need to watch it.
That movie is awesome.
I know it's.
I know that
Like-
there have been remakes also.
Yeah, well, that one is a remake.
Yeah, the one with Elizabeth
80s.
Winstead.
Because that came out a few years ago.
Nah, like
no,
10 years
so
ago.
so I'm saying
10, yeah.
the one that we're talking about is the one from the 80s.
Like the
with Kurt
original.
Russell. That's not the original.
Oh, it's not the original.
Yeah, that one is
No,
also
that is
a
a
remake.
remake.
Okay, that's another
technically, yeah.
remake. Okay.
But
They
that
remade
one
a
is
remake.
the best one. It's the best one.
Because it's a remake of one that came out in the 60s or
Mm,
50s.
I
I
think
think
it
so.
was 50s,
And then they made another one in
2010.
2010s
Yeah.
with Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Not too
2011.
hot. Not too hot. It was. They made the monster all CG, and the CG wasn't very good. And the ending was kind of cool, but the movie itself wasn't that good.
What made the original, or sorry, the one from '82 so good was all the practical effects, dude. The whole so the whole thing is that basically some alien life form like just crash lands on a meteor in an Arctic kind of observation base that's with Kurt Russell. It has is Keith David in that movie?
Yep.
Yeah, Keith David. Also, Wilford Brimley. So the guy who's famously was in he's in a great movie called Cocoon that I think Ron Howard directed, if I'm not mistaken. But also he is very famous for the commercials where he asks, "Do you suffer from diabetes?" Oh no, he goes, "My name is Wilford Brimley, and I have diabetes."
That guy?
That's the same guy.
Wilford
Yeah.
Brimley, Yep.
Yeah, he's in The Thing.
Diabetes.
And dude, that movie's nuts. So basically, this creature can like morph or shapeshift into anything, and so basically, it gets to the point where the crew are hella paranoid. At any one of them could be this thing,
Any living object.
any living object. So it could
That's
be
pretty cool.
a dog. It could be even like, dude, like that the whole sequence with the other dead body. Like, man,
all the sequences.
they're
All
nuts. Like, and it's not a long movie, but it makes basically moral of the story is it makes you appreciate a flamethrower, because man, I don't know. It's so good.
It's nasty too.
Yeah, it's really freaky.
There were. I remember I watched it for the first time 15 years ago. I was just watching it on my bed, watching my laptop, laying down. My brother comes in my room, and so I have my headphones on, and he just sees my face. I'm like, oh, like staring at my screen. He's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, and I just told him like, I don't know what I'm watching. Like this is It was disgusting. Like there's some really nasty visuals in that movie.
There's some freaky body
Yeah.
horror stuff going
Yeah.
on, man. But it's freaking cool. It is really freaking cool. Yeah, like I don't even know where it's.
Yeah, like
It's
I
not
could be
streaming anywhere.
descriptive, but I don't want to because then it might spoil some stuff.
It might actually be a spoiler. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that to you.
I do have it on the watch list though. I've had it for quite some time.
It's
But
very good. It's definitely a good horror / monster movie.
I think it's my second favorite John Carpenter film. The first being obviously Big Trouble in Little China, also starring Kurt Russell.
Nice.
That
Nice.
movie's awesome too for its own reasons. But yeah, the 80s, I think we saw a lot of really good, like again, monster flicks. I mean, we mentioned Predator. You've got Aliens, which it's like an action movie, but there's still a whole bunch of monsters around. The original Alien was in the 70s, but I mean, can we consider Terminator? I don't know if it's a monster film per se, because no, it's not a
No,
monster
not really.
film. That's more sci-fi.
Yeah.
Monsters
Would you
like
say-
Pacific Rim. That's a monster movie.
Yeah, monster
Yeah,
kaiju
like
movie.
They're
Kaiju,
fighting
yeah.
monsters.
Yeah, there's still monsters in it.
Now, would you guys consider? Probably not, but
our episode's
The-
gonna be, would you consider this a monster?
yeah.
Yeah, which pretty much that's the name of the episode. Like, it's like, is it a monster movie?
Mr. Owl.
Yeah, we've established our standards. We had big monsters. We've had freaky monsters. We've got, hunting monsters, and then we got just big old like, big old natural monsters like the anacondas and the sharks and stuff.
Well, I asked because in this movie, the monster in question doesn't really isn't like the classic monster that it is or that it has been. But the movie it came out, I think, already 9 years ago or so. Dracula Untold.
I never saw that one.
I mean,
Heard it was
technically,
at its moment.
Like I
Does he turn into a monster?
he turns in. I mean, Dracula turns into
I mean,
Dracula.
he becomes immortal.
He becomes a Dracula vampire.
But he just looks like a human,
Yeah,
like
he's
the
a
human vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider that monster.
What about Bram
'Cause, like-
Stoker's Dracula?
I don't know.
No,
Maybe.
right? I mean, because it's
No,
oh
Morbius
god,
is not a monster movie.
it's Morbid time. But then that means, do we talk about like Creature of the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, the Mummy?
Well, Frankenstein's
Like-
monster is a monster.
Like
Yeah.
the Wolfman is more of a monster movie because he actually
yeah.
Becomes
turns
a wolf.
into a wolf,
Which, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
like American Werewolf in London or anything like that.
Which also has the really cool, like, freaky, practical effect transformations.
That scene is so cool.
Yeah, that scene is really cool. If you ever like want to study like how they break down like the practical effects and they cut to something where it's just in a different morphing, but still keep the like shocking, oh my god, he's legit turning into a werewolf right now, is it's a good study. But I would also say like talking about like werewolves and stuff, the Wolfman remake with Benicio del Toro wasn't half bad.
Emily Blunt.
Yeah. Anthony Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That part.
I did watch it. I just don't remember it that much.
I remember him. Yeah, like they had some of the like original like old school callbacks. That makes it interesting to me because I remember there was a year in Horror Nights. I don't know if you were with me there that year, Anthony, but they had a Wolfman house. It was
Probably not.
Pretty legit. Like they had a dude in a harness, like as a werewolf, like jumping around, like above you.
Nice.
I thought that
Oh.
was freaking cool. Like they spare no expense sometimes with that.
No, I remember going to a house where it was like there were like gargoyles jumping over us or something like
That was also cool.
that. Mm-hmm.
Which friendly reminder: watch Gargoyles on Disney Plus.
Do it.
It's too-
Not a monster movie.
Not a monster movie, but still
Might
watch
be
it.
in the future, but not yet.
Speaking of things flying, again, I'm cheating because I'm looking through some stuff from like the '80s, and I remember it's a classic with Jeff Goldblum. I think Anthony knows what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
You know what movie I'm talking about?
Yes, Jurassic Park.
not
The Fly.
Jurassic.
The Fly. The Fly.
The Fly. That is correct. That's a guy who directed it, David Cronenberg. He is really big on like body horror and all that. So if you want to see some really creepy stuff, like a really kind of like, ugh, like this is like really borderline disgusting, but it's also fascinating at the same time too, is The Fly with Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. Basically, this guy tries to make teleportation. And so he's like testing stuff out, like, oh, cool, things are moving from one to the other. It's teleporting. My science experiment works. So he
I
decides,
think
let
I
me
know
try
where
to
this is going.
let me try to teleport myself. Unbeknownst to him,
A fly goes into the machine. I bet, right?
that is exactly right.
Yeah.
And less shenanigans ensue. No, it's really creepy. Yeah, like there's like the different larval. There's like larval stages. There's stuff coming up. It's really freaky. But Jeff Goldblum just plays Seth Bundle with such humanity, even though like he's descending into just this pure insect kind of thing. It's nuts, man. I recommend watching it. I don't know. It's a Universal film, so maybe Peacock might have it. I don't know. Let's look it up. Gina Davis is his love interest, and it's really freaky. It is not streaming anywhere according to IMDb. That's unfortunate. So that sucks.
All right. The most important question now:
Mm-hmm.
Does Twilight fall into this category?
Because there are werewolves and vampires. But
Both.
is there? I haven't seen them. Is there like a werewolf
Yes.
god or vampire
No,
that
no.
they become bigger than the other ones? And
No, God, but there are. I mean, they
I'm
do
bigger than you.
transform. They do transform, like with the werewolves anyway.
yeah,
Like, does that count?
the Lautners,
The Lautners.
Taylor Lautners.
I don't know, Xavier. You're giving us this look
I
that
have this. I
I
have
mean,
this
if we're
blank
calling
stare.
the movie The Wolfman a monster movie, I guess so.
So that means
guess so.
Underworld is technically a monster
Sure,
movie
because
too.
they have a lot of wolf people, the Lycans.
The
and the
Lycans and the vampires, and
Yeah.
then just that random human guy.
Mhm.
That's some weird hybrid thing. Yeah, you gotta go through.
Sure,
all
why
these-
not?
Sure,
sure. Okay.
yeah, we'll allow it.
I haven't seen this movie, but I know a lot of people always talk about it. I don't know if it is a monster movie or not, but Annihilation with
Mm.
Natalie Portman and Oscar Isaac,
Oh, that was the movie that came out a
That's
couple years ago,
I
right?
think
Yeah.
it's more like an
Yeah.
alien movie.
like an alien.
But
Okay.
does Alien then not be a monster movie because an alien is the monster in that?
But it's
I don't
No,
know.
It's a
that
monster
counts.
of some
That
kind.
totally counts.
It's
Yeah,
not human.
I guess, but I just don't know if in Annihilation there's something like hunting them or chasing them down. Like that's what I usually like.
Yeah.
There's this overarching big old threat.
All right. So we're saying King Kong is a monster movie.
Yeah,
it's
giant
like one of the-
monster.
Okay,
one of the
so-
OGs.
Yeah, it's the
What
OG.
about Dwayne the Rock Johnson's The Rampage?
Yes,
Yes.
that's totally a monster movie.
That's like Mighty
Three
Joe
monsters.
Young.
Mighty Joe Young. Is
That movie that Zach has no idea. He doesn't know the words that we're putting together.
Mighty
We say
Joe
Mighty
Young.
Joe Young.
He's
It's-
Soldier
it's-
Boy going, you just made those up. You just made that up.
You
Yeah,
just
that's
made that.
exactly because it doesn't. It just sounds like you took three random words and put them together.
That's how it sounded like back then too. So,
What's it called?
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young.
He's like
Instead
a
of the same-
giant ape, but he's not that giant. Like, I don't know how to describe it. He's like, what, 10, 12 feet?
Oh, it's a Disney movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
Bill
is.
Paxton,
Oh, I've seen this movie.
Charlize Theron.
Charlize.
Yeah, I remember watching this. I'm like, this is completely unremarkable in every shape, like every way, shape, and form.
It looks kind of familiar.
Okay, now I want to go back to Rampage because Rampage,
based off the game. where
based
you could
off the
play
game,
three monsters
a giant weird
destroying
Komodo
cities.
lizard, a werewolf, giant wolf thing, or I forgot the name of the gorilla, but the gorilla, the big albino gorilla,
Pretty Amy.
pretty Amy, good gorilla. Yo, does that mean Congo's a monster movie?
No, because that movie's just garbage.
Shut up, Congo's amazing. Watch Congo. I've said
It's not
this
a monster
couple
movie
times.
though.
It's not a monster movie.
Scratch that off the list, everybody. It's not a monster movie.
I mean, but it's in the same vein as Jurassic Park.
no, it's not. Jurassic Park. You cannot. I don't even want to hear.
They're both
I
directed.
did not
They're
hear
both
that. You
written.
just said that.
They're both written by Michael Crichton.
I
Shut up.
know, but they're not the same movie.
Like they're the same thing of animals, monsters coming up, except one of them has a robot arm. When you sign, it says "Amy, good gorilla," and "Hungry."
Wait,
and
wait, which movie is this?
Congo.
Congo.
It is a movie with people.
Can't believe you just
I just
compared it to Jurassic Park.
I compared it in the sense that there are things attacking and killing other humans. Oh, also there's a hippo attack. So yes, it's a monster movie. There's totally a hippo attack in that movie. Anyway,
But is it a? But is
So
it
regular
is it a
animals
monster
that
movie?
aren't huge are now monster movies. Because we named the shark movies and Lake Placid because
they're
those are
massive.
like massive versions
Yeah,
of those
you know
animals.
what? Yeah, that's where we draw a line.
So
I
if,
agree
if
with
you're
that.
just talking about Congo because there's regular apes and other animals attacking humans, it's not
Okay,
really a
that's
monster
not a
movie.
monster movie.
So
yeah,
then,
but
so then
also,
Planet
well,
of the Apes wouldn't
does
count
that
either.
No.
no,
They're
neither
just
does
more
That's just
evolved.
scary.
then that
because-
means neither does Deep Blue Sea.
yeah, because they're just
Genetically enhanced. They're
smart sharks.
Dude. I remember. Let's
Yes,
talk about
that's
Deep Blue
Deep
Sea.
They're smart sharks.
Let's talk about that's the famous where Samuel Jackson's doing a speech and then just gets annihilated by a shark
Yeah.
movie. You should watch that movie just for that scene.
You should watch it because of the
Just
end
watch that
credit
scene.
song of LL Cool J.
Deepest to bluest, my head is like a shark fin. What does this podcast devolve to? Anyway,
Monsters.
so the one I remember one time, like people who actually study fish and sharks, when there's a scene where one of the sharks swims backwards, and someone's like, "This
That's
is
not wrong.
that's-
I mean, that's not right. That's
Yeah,
wrong. That
they're-
is wrong.
They're like,
Yeah.
they can be smart sharks, but that's anatomically impossible. Like, this is
Yeah,
not
no, there's
real.
no
No,
way,
they're
yeah.
so smart that they figured out how to do that.
It was just like, no, this doesn't make sense.
Oh,
Yeah, that
movie.
that junk was hilarious.
Because I mean, I would have said the same thing. Because I mean, that's like a common fact, you know.
Yeah,
Because I don't
Not
know.
to the people that made that movie.
No, clearly not.
yeah. But
they skipped that memo.
but yeah, I think going back to like things with monster movies, I think a lot of the best monster movies really try to do a lot of the practical effects over a lot of the CG. Like we talked about why the things that the 2011 version of the thing had too much CG. It's not as impactful as it being pretty more of the practical effects, so that seems a little scarier. That kind of is reason kind of like
I mean, that wasn't the only reason why it was bad, but I mean, that was part of it.
it's one of the
It just
big
yeah,
reasons.
it wasn't as good as the one in the 80s.
Yeah.
The movie I'm gonna pick is a recent movie, and I don't think that many people watched it. It came out 2020, and it's called Love and Monsters.
Oh, that was
It
it was on
has,
streaming, wasn't it?
No, it came
No?
out. It came out in theaters. It might have been one of those quick to streaming because during COVID, but it has Dylan O'Brien, the guy from the Maze Runner movies. It also has Colin Wang from what do you call it, Iron Fist.
It also has what's
Michael
his name?
Rooker's in
Yes,
it.
I was gonna say Yondu, but Michael Rooker.
Yeah, I saw it and it was fun. I liked it. It was a cool movie.
Yeah, it's just big monsters that kind of take over. Right?
Yeah, it's a semi post apocalyptic movie where something happens. I think, I forgot what the story was. I think some countries were firing atomic bombs at each other, and the radiation went around the world and messed with the insects, and insects became ridiculously huge. So the monsters in the movie are really, really big insects.
That is.
But yeah, so
dang.
yeah, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. The CGI is surprisingly really good for most likely a pretty low budget movie. It was probably like one of those $15-20 million budget movies that they don't really make anymore. But yeah, I liked it.
I remember hearing good things about it. I think like a long time ago, a couple while back, you had mentioned it, but I don't know where I could find it now.
It's on Epics.
Oh, dang it, Epics. Got these
Probably on Redbox or something. Like that. You could probably rent this.
Or you can probably rent it.
Rent
like,
it on Amazon.
Digitally rent it for $3.99, $5.99. Like get it in good quality.
Oh, sorry. It's also on Prime
Oh,
There
and
we go.
Paramount Plus.
awesome.
Damn.
There you go.
Okay. Here we go. Loving Monsters.
So yeah, I recommend it. It's fun.
A Quiet Place. Would you guys consider
Yes.
that monster?
Yeah. I mean, it's aliens,
aliens, but
but
it's like-
it's still monsters.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
'cause-
War of the Worlds.
Because
I would
that's
say.
another one too.
Yeah.
Well, would you? Because we don't really see the aliens.
Yeah, you do.
Towards the end,
Kind
they're
of.
all kind of
Yeah, where
sick
they're
with the flu.
yeah, they're dying, and you see
'Cause
like the one
germs.
arm and or
Yeah.
the arm and then the kind of some of the body. But
So we just
kind of like
separating alien
the-
movies out because then we can say Independence
well, yeah,
Day.
I guess it depends on the alien movie, like what the aliens do. Like you can say Arrival, but they don't really do anything.
No, it's
Yeah,
That's
because
not
that's
really
not a monster
that's not
movie.
a monster movie. That's a hard
Like it's
sci-fi
still
movie.
yeah, it's still aliens, but then you have like
that's why I
War
think
of the
Annihilation
Worlds
is still
or
like a sci-fi
Alright.
movie.
or Alien that they're like monsters, but
What about Bird Box?
oh god.
Well, you never see anything.
Yeah, but you know it's there, so
Yeah.
it technically counts. Even though you just don't see the monster.
But is it a monster or an alien
I don't know.
Yeah,
that you don't know?
it's a monstrous alien.
I don't know.
Which then lets me dovetail to another
Box.
pick that I just came out with one that I'm pretty sure I think we've all might have seen. Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that definitely counts. It's
That's
all,
a monster for sure.
yeah,
That's
that's
a-
for sure a monster, like giant kaiju monster. You know,
Attacking New York.
Actually, have
Attack in
not
New York
seen.
City.
No, you have not.
I've not seen Cloverfield,
Interesting.
10 Cloverfield Lane, or
Very
the
good.
10,
third
10
movie,
Cloverfield
Paradox.
Lanes are really good. Cloverfield Paradox is
Yes,
eh.
that was the
That one's Netflix only.
that was a Netflix original one.
Yeah.
Right?
You're like, is that a yeah? That was like the is this a Venom prequel or not? But uh
I thought the Venom prequel, quote unquote, was the one.
Oh,
with
the other one with
Jake
Ryan-
Gyllenhaal
and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, it was that one.
Life.
Life. Yes,
Life.
that's what people were saying. Like, oh yeah, it's the Venom.
The Venom prequel. No. But yeah, Cloverfield, I remember fun fact about Cloverfield that there were certain scenes towards the beginning of the movie where I actually got dizzy. It's kind of
Because
weird.
isn't
Because
it
it's a
like
found footage
It's all
movie.
found footage,
Yeah,
Hank
'cause
Ham.
it's technically like TJ Miller is the cameraman, and you're following him around.
Yeah.
oh that's him?
Yeah.
Yep.
I should
Threw
I
me
should
off
watch
in the
that one.
beginning because I was expecting something else.
Oh, really? Yeah,
But,
it threw you
uh,
off. Yeah.
Yeah, but then towards the end, towards the end, I got it. I was like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty.
I liked it. That was like at the time where a bunch of movies were trying to do the found footage.
Yeah. Produced by J.J. Abrams.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
Michael Giacchino doing the music.
Of course.
and same thing for 10
And-
Cloverfield Lane, where JJ was also a producer.
Isn't that Matt Reeves? Didn't he also direct it?
I
Or
believe Matt Reeves did 10 Cloverfield
directed
Lane.
or produced? I don't know. I think he was part of it.
He had his hands in 10 Cloverfield Lane. I could have.
No, the 10 Cloverfield Lane has a
No,
different
the
director.
first one of Cloverfield.
Oh, Dan
Dan
Trachtenberg.
Trachtenberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He directed the first one,
He
10.
did 10 Cloverfield Lane.
10
right?
Cloverfield
But
Lane.
who did Cloverfield?
The first one.
Who did Normie Cloverfield? Let's find out.
It was
Directed by
Matt Reeves.
Matt
Yeah, it was
Reeves.
Matt Reeves.
There you go.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah, starring T.J.
The
Miller.
Batman.
Well,
The Batman.
yeah, T.J. Miller was there. Interesting. But then 10 Cloverfield Lane has John Goodman in it.
Yes. It
Oh, yeah.
does. Yeah.
But I haven't seen the movie, but I was kind of spoiled where he's
Yeah. Don't spoil for everybody listening.
I'm
to
not
it.
gonna say, but like he's
He's a
John
character in the
Goodman.
movie.
He's John
Yeah.
Goodman.
He's a character in the movie. John Goodman. This is when John Goodman is starting to lose a little bit of weight, so he's pretty cool. Speaking
Oh,
of
yeah.
another monster movie that John Goodman is in, Skull Island.
Skull
well,
Island's good.
we
too.
did mention just
Yeah, we
King
mentioned
Kong
Godzilla,
and-
Kong,
Kong and
and
Godzilla,
Godzilla.
all those
Yeah.
movies. You know,
Yeah.
But
They're fun.
he is he's a great actor.
Godzilla,
Yeah.
King of the Monsters. You know.
King of the yeah, that's a fun like just monster.
If you want to
romp.
see a lot of monsters, do some monster
Yep.
action.
That was King
But,
of
like-
the Monsters was
It was cool.
visually looked really nice.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
great.
like the
Story was whatever, but all the monster stuff was great.
yeah,
That's all you need.
the
Yeah.
King Ghidorah parts were actually pretty
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, the music. Bear McCreary had all these themes for. He had like a cool King Ghidorah theme. He used the Mothra and Godzilla themes. And then Rodan like flying around was always really cool and really well done. Yeah, it was dope.
If you want to go foreign, I would suggest The Host.
The host
Korean
was gonna
movie,
say
The
that.
Host.
Bong Joon Ho
Came out maybe 2005
6.
ish. Yeah,
I think it's 2006.
something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's a good one.
I recommend that one. That's good too.
Yeah. What do I remember?
That's pretty solid list. For
That's a lot of
monster
lists,
movies.
yeah.
It is a lot.
And it's a lot of, encompassing. Like you have the freaky stuff, you have like the creature features, you have, we mentioned some of the classics, we mentioned some modern takes on it. Like there's also like the romanticized gothic stuff. So we talked about like the Draculas. Technically I would consider like Shape of Water in this particular thing. Kind of like
Yeah.
it's more romanticized, but it's still like a monster or creepy thing.
Yeah,
Would you? Oh, so then does that mean Guillermo del Toro's in like it has 3 movies in
all,
this
all
category?
his movies are monster movies.
All of them. Yeah, it's fair
Pacific
point.
Rim.
His new Pinocchio is gonna be.
Pacific Rim, Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. We count Pan's
It's not a
Labyrinth.
monster movie, but there are
freaky
creatures in it.
creatures.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's known for.
Hellboy.
He's known for his creature design.
Hellboy creature designs are always really cool, based off the comic. But yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. But like I would say, like if you're gonna have one takeaway, I would say is definitely watch The Thing. Like that, I think we just circle back around. To
Go
that.
watch Jaws this weekend for the re-release. They're just like they did with ET. They're re-releasing another
I
Spielberg
think it's
movie.
in 3D too.
3D and in IMAX.
Yeah, IMAX and in 3D. So that should be a fun little.
That'd be cool to see in IMAX.
Yep, and you understand why people need to chill out when there's a shark around and not. It's the 4th of July. Like, yeah, watch the movie. Yeah, like it's. I think it really like was like the beginning of like the modern blockbuster. That Spielberg did it, and you have John Williams
Epic.
making that amazing Jaws theme. It's too good. It's too good, guys. Any other closing thoughts, Danny? Zach?
The Beast. Is that what it's called?
The new one.
Yeah,
With the lion?
that's not Monster, right?
I mean, it's just a lion.
Just a lion,
that's
right?
going
Okay, no,
crazy.
you just
A
wanna-
It's just
lion
a
that wants
really
to kill Idris Elba.
It's just the guy. He has a beef with Idris Elba for some reason. I don't know why. He's just like, you did Knuckles. I don't like you.
I
don't know.
got one.
Ooh,
Release the Kraken. What?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
No.
Oh yes.
Liam Neeson
Oh
saying
man.
release the Kraken and what do you call it? Clash
Release
of
the
the Titans.
Kraken.
Clash of the Titans.
Did he actually? Was that him who said it?
Yeah, Liam Neeson's.
So he actually released the Kraken? I thought someone else released the Kraken.
Well, he told someone to release it. He didn't do it.
Okay.
He screamed at somebody, "Release the Kraken!"
Sam
There is a
Worthington.
Kraken in
There's a
Pirates.
giant, but there's a giant, like real ass Kraken in
Yeah.
Clash of the Titans. Again, that also had Medusa and stuff. So I guess
A lot of monsters.
Yeah,
Greek mythology monsters.
Greek
But
myth.
Medusa isn't a monster per se.
She basically just got screwed over by Athena because Athena was mean. Like that's just Greek myth in general. Basically, the
Yeah.
gods were petty and just did stuff.
She kind of turned into a monster. I mean, I wouldn't say she's a monster. But
Yeah, she's a half human, half snake thing that when she looks at you, turn into stone. Yeah, it's a monster.
I guess.
It's like
But
the alien. Hey, I have spit blood in your face, and I just can eat you, or like the weird face hugger things that basically face rape you, and then you make an alien out of your chest, and you're dead.
But then would you say that Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief, is a monster movie?
No, that is different.
Monsters Inc.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Danny wins.
How do we not pick that one?
Monsters and Monsters Inc.
Monsters U.
I mean, it's in the
I was
title.
trying to find some like animated movies about monsters.
Well,
but
there's
The Sea Beast.
the Sea Beast is
Yeah.
the first one that popped up. Which
Wasn't
was-
How to
wasn't
Train
there
Your
one
Dragon, maybe?
called
Or no?
but is
No.
a dragon?
no,
there was
it's
something called
Dragon.
it was a movie called Something and Monsters and it came out
Mon- Monsters and Aliens?
versus
Versus
aliens.
Aliens, there you go.
Yeah.
Monsters versus Aliens. That's where
Okay.
Stephen Colbert was the president.
Mhm.
The only thing I remember. And Seth Rogen is in that.
He was the Blob, right?
It was-
Yeah.
yeah.
If you
the
saw Chip and
Bob.
Dale, there's a meta reference to Seth Rogen in that movie.
Nice.
I think Danny understood all that. Yeah. And as if you're not see him on camera, he's just nodding. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was stupid.
Could we say also maybe Shrek? Because there are kind of like
Fairy tale creatures,
Fairy
not
tale, yeah.
monsters.
You got the Monster House.
Monster House.
Monster
is an
House.
actual
Oh,
monster. Yeah.
that's true.
Fair enough.
I always
What about it?
got kind of creeped out with it. Oh.
Would it be
It?
considered a
Oh,
monster?
yes.
movie?
Yeah, I would consider it a monster movie because
Yeah.
it's still it's like a
Yeah.
well, no, not a monster. No, that's because he's technically more supernatural. Like but then again,
It's an alien.
yeah. But what about It Follows?
No,
No, right?
It's-
You would consider that
no, because
it's a ghost,
just
right?
no, it's just people
It's just
killing
peop-
each other.
It's just people that got possessed by something, right?
Yeah, and then they follow you and they kill you, and then it
Okay.
keeps going. It's a
But
cycle.
so at least yeah, that's a good point. So it is just an actual malevolent, monstrous thing that's just chasing you and hunting you down and trying to kill you. So yeah, that's basically what it is. Like either giant monsters wreaking havoc, or like there's some other like appropriately sized creature monster thing that's coming after you trying to kill you, or just freaky transformations. That's like the main like 3 tentpole things of monsters, or you're either transforming into something giant monster, or like kind of thing that's like a predatory type of monster that's chasing after you and trying to kill you. Sometimes they overlap, sometimes they don't.
And that's not an alien.
With the exception of Alien? I don't know. Like, I guess that's maybe or may not be an alien. No, it can be an alien. It can be an alien. I think it could be.
I guess it depends on the context.
I guess like
Yeah.
Cloverfield and Alien
And,
And
A Quiet
Predator.
Place. A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
and A Quiet Place.
Those are alien creatures.
Just not like Arrival or
Annihilation. I don't think 'cause
Probably.
Annihilation's more like stuff gets super evolved and some other stuff. I don't know. It's weird, but it's cool either way. I think that's a good spot to kind of like now that we've defined monsters.
A lot for your watch list.
A lot for
Yeah.
your watch list if you ever want to like be a little freaked out or kind of watch some interesting stuff or some creature features as they're known back in the day.
Let us know what your favorite monster movie is.
Oh, anything Scooby Doo, man. Come on. How do we forget Scooby Doo?
Even no
Monsters Unleashed. Come on. No, I'm kidding.
no, that one has Scrappy Doo in it. No. Anyway, but yeah, like Danny said, let us know your favorite monster films, anything we might have missed, any recommendations we can share with the rest of the popcorn watchers.